The following program is the work of the broadcast students of the British Columbia Institute of Technology. BCIT magazine features news stories from around the Lower Mainland which were produced over the last week. Responsibility for the content of the show rests completely with the students and their instructors.
Today on BCIT magazine.
An Abbotsford thrift store is being used illegally as a dump site.
Protesters continue to fight against the Massey Tunnel replacement plan.
And we introduce you to Vancouver's Fire Department's latest additions. Hello, and welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Gino Kutri.
And I'm Megan Friesen. The Massey Tunnel expansion plans are undergoing an environmental overview, and disagreements on the plan have the community talking. Tamara Ramani has more.
Every day, thousands of commuters funnel through the 3 lanes of the George Massey Tunnel to get to either side of Vancouver or Richmond. But the extreme congestion has prompted the city to find an alternative route. The plan underway is to build a 10-lane toll bridge as a replacement.
Basically building a new bridge within the existing right-of-way, and that really avoided working in the Fraser River. It avoids impacting more agricultural land. It's better for the environment because we're not spending time digging a new tunnel in the bottom of the river. So I think from an environmental perspective, a new bridge within the existing corridor is by far the best option, and people supported that.
Some critics disagree.
Fortunately, the city's not been kept in the loop and we don't know what's going on. We have more questions than answers. Important things like how much farmland will be lost along Highway 99. How will that affect farming? How will that affect the fishing industry? So what I hope to find is maybe more people that want to jump on the bandwagon and help us stop this ludicrous project, and instead get the province to sit down with the Mayor's Council, listen to them, and find a better plan.
Councillor Day joined others opposed to the mega project. Protesters are quietly assembled outside the open house. They want the public to really know the consequences if the expansion goes through. I'm Tamara Rahmani for BCIT Magazine.
Joining us now in studio is our reporter Tamara Ramani with more. So Tamara, can you tell us the outcome was from the open house?
Well, Megan, coinciding with the open house, Richmond City Council rolled out a report outlining some gaps into the planning of the bridge. So then they sent this information to the EAO, which is the BC's Environmental Assessment Office, where they will oversee this information.
What does this mean for the project?
Well, so the next step is several consultations will be done between the EAO, First Nation groups, stakeholders, and bridge planners. They will send this and wrap it up all the way to the ministries that are involved. Back to you.
Thanks for that report, Tamara. An Abbotsford thrift store is dealing with a bad case of illegal dumping. My coworker Megan Friesen shows us how the store is being hurt by people using their location as a dump site.
We are finding many people leaving and dumping stuff, not in an orderly manner, but it's just literally all over this parking spot.
Hidden Treasures is forced to pay to bring other people's garbage to the dump, which is taking money away from their outreach program.
We've been really struggling with people coming and dumping some of the donations. These are valuable donations, but some of the stuff was just thrown throughout the parking lot.
The store put up signs and asked people to donate during store hours, but the problem still persists.
Lift open and put your donation inside. That is very helpful for us.
I think a lot of the dumps charge weight or whatever, and people either can't afford it or don't want to take the effort to bring it to a dump. So it's just human nature to try to get rid of our stuff wherever we can.
Hidden Treasures funds a rehabilitation program for male prisoners. The inmates work alongside volunteers and pick up life skills at the same time. The program is affected by the trash out back.
At the end of the day, we actually have to take all of that to the dumping station, which costs an extra money that could have gone towards our program.
There are 250 prisoners in the program, but with 350 still on the wait list, they need their profits to go to the program and not dump runs. Megan Friesen, Abbotsford, BCIT Magazine.
Small businesses in Port Moody are eager for the early anticipated opening of the Evergreen line. A few stores have already made several changes in preparation for the extra foot traffic the $1.4 billion line will bring. Moody Ales has added 40 extra seats to their tasting lounge with expectations to fill every one of them this winter. Head brewer Gregory Sheffer says the new line will allow for Vancouverites to easily access the area.
Port Moody has a lot to offer for craft beer. We have 4 breweries all in one row. They're called Brewers Row. So that includes us and 3 other breweries. They all have a lot of different variety. And people will be able to come here, try all 4 breweries in one day, and then SkyTrain back home.
The Evergreen line is set to open before Christmas, but there's no definitive date just yet.
Fire crews in Vancouver are adding 2 new shiny additions to their on-water operations. But as Hannah May Nassar tells us, they'll have to wait another year for one of them due to an unusual delay.
Vancouver Fire and Rescue Services has introduced its newest defense on the water. Fireboat 1 is one of 2 new vessels to be added to the service's marine fleet. At a cost of $1.8 million each, the shiny new additions come with many custom-built upgrades.
Everything about this boat is cool and new and exciting, and it's larger, it's faster, it's more maneuverable, it's got far more pumping capability, it's got the ability to help our partner agencies more.
Currently, the service's fleet of boats is aging. With Vancouver being home to the largest port in Canada, Fire and Rescue's current fleet has been in desperate need of an upgrade for years. But now, crews are excited to get the new Firestorm 40s out on the water.
If you look at the old fireboats that we have, we've had them since, the department's had them since 1992. So right away you're looking at about 25 years of technological advance between the 2 vessels. So we have more reliable equipment, we have safer equipment. We also have firefighting tools on this new boat that we don't have on the old ones.
Originally, Fire and Rescue was expecting 2 new boats this year, but unfortunately ran into some trouble while Fireboat 2 was in transit.
The other boat was being transported from Kingston, Ontario, and there was a small malfunction that led to a fire on board the boat. And at this time, it's being repaired by Metalcraft Marine.
Though it's an ironic coincidence, crews hope to have Fireboat 2 set sail next summer. Hannah May Nassar in Vancouver for BCIT Magazine.
After the break on BCIT Magazine, a thrift store in Surrey puts an Indian twist on giving back to the community. And the hunt for the perfect balance between dogs and humans continues in Vancouver parks.
I chose BCIT because I know that all the programs are very hands-on. We have our own radio station, like it's one of the best programs that I've ever heard of.
I am starting a job on Monday, so confidence is high.
Honestly, I didn't think it was going to be this fun.
A defining moment for me was when I finished my first internship and got lots of really great feedback from industry professionals.
I would have never imagined I'd be walking into the floors of TSN and thinking, I'm not a student anymore, I'm here to work.
I will be starting a job with an investigative news program in Toronto, and I'm really excited to see that grow into what will become, hopefully, my dream job.
BCIT Broadcast and Online Journalism, putting you to work.
We are joined now live in studio with Adrian Hinkston, the Assistant Director of BCIT's Safety, Security, and Emergency Management Team. Adrian is here to tell us a bit about BCIT's new SafetyWise app. So Adrian, can you tell us a little bit about the app?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me, Megan. The new app essentially puts security in the palm of your hand. It's really easy to download, super easy to use. It provides 3 really important things for students. It gives general information about all the services that we have and that we offer at BCIT. It gives the students the ability to solicit our services through a touch of a button on the phone, whether it be security services or 911. Which is really important. And then the third and probably the most important reason why we put it in place is it's a really good ability for us, or way for us, to contact students in an emergency.
So are we the first school to use this?
We're not. The company that we used is called App Armor. They're out of Canada, and they've developed apps for campuses both in Australia, US, and Canada, and the States. In the States, there's some really big colleges and universities, University of Florida, Florida State University, as well as a couple down in Nevada. In Canada, there's a lot of different colleges in Ontario that use it, as well as several local ones, including Vancouver Island University, Camosun, Capilano, UBC Okanagan.
So how did last year's Peeping Tom incident affect the decision to create this app?
We've been talking about developing a SafetyWise or a safety app on campus for about 2 years now. After every single incident that we have on site that's of significance, we take a look at our response and how we communicate with students. And this is one situation where we realized that we had to do better as far as communicating with our students when there are incidents on site.
So for those who haven't downloaded the app, can you just let them know how to do it?
Yeah, it's really easy. You just go to the App Store through iTunes or the Google Play Store if you have an Android device, and you either look up BCIT or SafetyWise, and it'll be the first thing that pops.
Perfect. Thanks so much for coming today.
Thank you.
Our reporter Nicole Chu went to Surrey to see how an ethnic thrift store is giving back to the community.
Racks and rows of saris, langas, and other traditional costumes consume this store. Seva Thrift opened last month after Raj Arneha and her friends realized they didn't know what to do with their Indian outfits after big events.
Once upon a time we used to take them to India, and nobody does that anymore. So our closets were filling up and we kind of needed to clean them out, and this was a good outlet.
For new customers like Catherine Jacobs, Seva has saved her time and money for work events.
It's fantastic because for people like me especially, I don't wear these all the time, but I don't want to wear the same one every year. And we also celebrate Diwali at my office, so I'll be able to wear it there as well. And it's far less expensive than buying them brand new as well.
Seva is the Sanskrit word for selfless giving, and all proceeds from the store are given back to the community, to local charities.
We're pretty proud that Seva Thrift Store is the first of its kind in North America. I think it's going to go a long ways, and I think there's going to be many that are going to pop up similar to ours, which is great because we get to repurpose our beautiful Indian clothing.
This year's proceeds will go to Surrey Memorial Hospital. Arneha and her team are on the lookout for next year's charity. Nicole Chu in Surrey for BCIT Magazine.
Harry visited Midway Mission Hospital in East London last Friday to visit AIDS patients. This comes 27 years after his mother, Princess Diana, famously shook hands and kissed an AIDS patient without gloves. This visit has helped reduce the stigma against the illness.
The City of Vancouver has launched its first citywide initiative to address how people and dogs share parks. Our reporter Lido House has more.
An online survey aims to better understand how Vancouverites truly feel about dog parks. It's the first chance for residents across the city to express what changes they want to see to off-leash park areas. East Vancouver's Trout Lake Park is host to one of the city's largest off-leash areas. Dog owners can let their dogs roam freely and swim without worry of incurring fines from animal control. This isn't the case for many parks in the city.
Well, I think that often where there's a conflict, it can mean that there's a design problem or perhaps one community is underserved. I think in this case, given how many dogs there are in Vancouver, I think it's fairly clear that there's a lack of legal spaces to take your dog and be with your dog in public.
About 100 meters away from the off-leash area, these two local teams are playing a relaxed game of softball.
I have issues with about 50% of the time we are playing sports at the various Vancouver parks with dog waste. People that don't pick it up. And a couple of times I almost stepped in it.
Vancouver is home to over 230 parks, while only 20 are accessible to dogs and their owners all day. Come spring 2017, this may change. The results from the survey will determine what happens to many of these parks. Vancouverites like this woman and her dog may have a closer park to go to soon. Lido House, Vancouver, BCIT Magazine.
Joining us now from the field to give us an update on the survey is our reporter Lido House and her special guest Cece. Lido, can you explain why it's important for the City of Vancouver to better understand how people and dogs should share parks?
Yeah, well, not many people are going to be afraid of this little one, but there are some dogs out there that people are afraid of. So the city's just trying to design parks that people and dogs can better share. Gino?
Can you also give us a little more information on how the city is getting to work about the survey?
Yeah, so you can find the survey at vancouver.ca. The city will also be sending out people to different parks at different times to interview people for the survey. And then they'll just be calling people up at random for a broader perspective. Back to you.
Thank you for that special report, Lido, and the adorable appearance by Cece. BC Health Minister Terry Lake and his federal, provincial, and territorial counterparts have gathered in Vancouver to focus on helping workers stay on the job longer. They hope to encourage businesses to create and support system ensuring the longevity of their employees.
Easter Seals brings fundraising to new heights as participants rappel down the side of a 20-story building. Nicole Chenard has more on this challenging event.
I think the first time when you go down, you're a little bit scared, I think, because you're on that ledge and you have to cross over that railing and just swing your leg over. I'm not a tall person, so it's a really scary thing when your leg's dangling.
Many people waited patiently for their turn to scale down the side of a Vancouver skyscraper, despite needing to raise $1,000 to participate.
The waiting was the hardest at the top. So when you're waiting and then seeing other people go and then you're watching and then you're looking over, it's kind of, you get a little bit of butterflies in your stomach, and then as you're going, you're like, okay, but as they start tightening you feel a little safer.
In spite of the many jitters, hesitations, and fears, 60 people participated in the Vancouver drop zone to support the Easter Seals house and camps.
So there are many families from some small towns who aren't able to receive the proper pediatric care in their towns, come to Vancouver and receive treatment, sometimes weeks, sometimes months, and we're able to provide those low-cost stays for them.
Even though Kyle was nervous, he says the whole experience was worth it.
It's great, honestly. Easter Seals does a lot of great things all year round, so anything that you can help with, take 1 hour out of your day or a few hours or fundraising and things like that, why not, right?
Drop Zone Vancouver raised $169,000 for the cause. The team is now headed to Ottawa, where more people will have the opportunity to face their fears while helping others across Canada. Nicole Chenard in Vancouver for BCIT Magazine.
Coming up on BCIT Magazine. A BCIT club experiments with new ways to recruit students. And we look at a family fighting cycling for research for ALS.
The most rewarding thing for me has been the relationships I developed in the program, both with instructors and classmates.
My sense of confidence has never been higher. I mean, this program's offered great opportunities to be in real world, real industry situations, and being in those moments and knowing I can contribute, I can do this.
It's exciting to be in this industry and to meet lots of great people and to make amazing friends.
BCIT Broadcast and Online Journalism, realizing your potential.
Standby graphics, ready, camera one.
If you want to experience the fast-paced world of news,
today on BCIT Magazine, striking,
make magic on a movie set,
frame,
and action, or bring your creative ideas to life, BCIT's hands-on training will get you started. BCIT Television and Video Production. Your possibilities start here.
The 30th annual Langley Country Fair is happening this weekend. This family-friendly experience has a variety of country classics, including cow milking demonstrations, freshly squeezed lemonade, and a variety of kid-friendly activities. Coquitlam's Minnetonka Regional Park is hosting its Rainforest by Night September 16th. Come experience the autumn-exclusive Harvest Moon and enjoy a night under the stars. The event will run from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. for ages 6 and up. Saturday, September 24th is National Tree Day. The City of Surrey is inviting the public to help grow its urban forest. Participants will enjoy live music and a free barbecue after a morning of tree planting beginning at 10 a.m. and running until 2 p.m. Head on down to the Seymour Conservation Reservoir on Sunday, September 18th to learn about the upcoming salmon spawning season. Enjoy live music, a barbecue, and prizes along with the Seymour Salmon Society as they host their annual open house. The event runs from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Hundreds put rubber to the pavement this Sunday for the annual ALS Cycle of Hope. My co-anchor Gino Coutry has more on how the Macomb family came together to support one of its own.
The Macomb family couldn't ask for a better day for a bike ride. This 20-kilometer fundraising ride for ALS research drew family and friends of the Macombs to support one of their own struggling with the disease. Scott Macomb is one of many Canadians living with ALS. Macomb says ALS awareness has come a long way since he was diagnosed 4 years ago.
You know, it's one of those diseases that nobody has had any idea about really before the Ice Bucket Challenge, and now that they do, hopefully there's something that can be done. I mean, there's making strides every day.
Originally held in Kelowna, the Macomb family decided to change the location to the Lower Mainland to help increase participation.
We're really excited about it. We've got about 100 people signed up so far, but there are some walk-in people coming in and really creating awareness, raising some funds too, and just supporting Scott as much as we can.
There was also a pre-ride surprise for Scott.
We want him to be included in the ride, so a couple of Scott's friends, Brent and Greg, we came up with an idea of making sort of like a little chariot or something for him to be towed behind.
With his brother Neil leading the way, it was fitting that Scott could take part in the ride, giving hope that one day their hard work will lead to a cure. Gino Coutry in Pitt Meadows for BCIT Magazine. Solomon Eliminian, the record-breaking linebacker for the BC Lions, is looking to line up on the field again. Christy Madden talks about the former standouts players' return to form.
Making an impact on the field is what Solomon Eliminian is known for.
You just live in that moment. You know, your team surrounds you, your teammates surround you, and it's just a big play for your team. And it's one of the best feelings of football is making a big play and helping your team, you know, win games and play good.
Now he's back after injuring his Achilles last season during a game.
I just remember feeling numb. You know, just having this numb, wasn't sad, you know, just was numb, just didn't know how to feel because never experienced it, and everything that I've known about the Achilles, it's one of the worst injuries you can ever face in sports. A lot of guys don't come back from it, and the guys that do return from it are never the same.
The support of his family and his strong faith is what motivated him to come back better than ever.
One thing that kept me going was, you know, what my family, my prayers. You know, I'm very spiritual. I believe that God has put me here for a reason. So if you're not playing with confidence, you're not going to be very successful in it. And once I got my confidence, I knew that I could be the same player I was.
The focus for Solomon is to keep winning.
We'll always have something in common. We can always go back and talk about, you know, that journey, you know, how we climbed to the top of the mountain and how we, you know, did something great. And that's truly what it is. It's something that you could share with the whole team. And the greatest team award is winning a championship. So if we win a Grey Cup, I'll be very, very, very thrilled.
I'm Christy Madden in Surrey for BCIT Magazine.
The Students Association held its annual Clubs Day this week. Magna Dillon talked to one of the clubs about its plans for the future.
The Game Development Club is a place for students who want to become developers and as well a space to create games. The treasurer of the club says the group is looking for people with talents within game development and to help them with the workload.
Last year we had mostly programmers and I had to do art development and that was hell. So trying to get everyone to make a better quality project this year.
The group restarted last year after many interruptions since 2012. Many students last year dropped in and out of the club, and this year, the game developers want more stability.
This year we're providing a little bit more structure, a little bit more incentive for people who want to join. We're going to do some meetups, some icebreakers. We're planning on going to like the EXP bar, I don't know, build connections with the club members.
This year, the Student Association is pushing harder for more members of the campus to join a club. The Campus Life Vice President believes incentive is key to bring attention to extracurricular on campus.
The goodies, so like food items, are really what's luring students in from what I see. A lot of them have like contests. It really depends on the club.
Out of 30 clubs, the Game Development Club hopes enough attention was brought to gain more members. Magna Dillon in Burnaby for BCIT Magazine.
Model Chrissy Teigen and musician John Legend recently celebrated their 3rd anniversary, displaying their love over Snapchat. Legend joked in a recent interview with ET Canada that he fell in love with his model wife over the phone 10 years ago. He's a very, very lucky man. If you have any questions regarding the show, you can contact us at bcit-broadcastnews.com or bcitbroadcastnews.ca. I'm Gino Kutri.
And I'm Megan Friesen. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of BCIT Magazine. We now head to Vancouver to Trout Lake Park.
Back up, back up, 4,